I've got you at a different angle this time. You're right here on my chest. I'm not riding my motorcycle today. It looks like it can be deceiving. It is very cold. But I did get something in the mail. I gotta find a place to set this down. Custom Tailor 33s, intense. These are little tape rings that you put around the outside of the rims for your motorcycle or for anything. It is kind of starting to rain, but I decided I would try to get these thrown on before it gets too bad. But they're just these little stick-on little things that go around the wheels around here. So I'm just gonna give my bike a quick spray down, nothing too crazy, because it is starting to rain, and I'm gonna use some rubbing alcohol to make sure that the surface around here is nice and clean so these things don't fall off. So we're just gonna do that and we'll get to it. Not much to talk about today. Just you know what? Just gonna set it like that. just been working, and that's really it. So I'm just got this set up to spray her down. There we go. Here we go. I'm not going to be riding it for a couple days, so it'll have plenty of time to dry off before I start anything up. Mostly just trying to get the dirt off. It's not really that dirty though. Yeah, just a quick spray down. If you guys are ever washing your bike, the only thing, especially if it's an older bike, is just try not to spray directly down in the instrument cluster here. Everything else, if it was built well, is pretty much gonna be waterproof, so it's not that big of a deal. Watertight, just don't put a lot of pressure down where the electronics and stuff are. Everything else should be fine. And then of course it's a good idea to let it sit and air dry for quite a few hours afterwards. So only do it if it's going to be parked for a while. Like I said, I'm not going to be riding anytime soon. We still got like another week of rain and stuff, so it's going to be a while before I get this thing going again. Maybe tomorrow I might start it up and cycle through or just let it cycle through some fuel and stuff. Because the fuel I have in here right now does have ethanol in it. So I'm going to try not to let it sit for too long on that, because that can cause some damage. The alcohol in it can cause some damage with fuel lines and stuff like that. So yeah. So if you're ever going to park your bike for a long time, either get a fuel stabilizer or put non-ethanol fuel in it. That would be the best. Lucky for us here in Oregon, there's a few gas stations that sell non-ethanol fuel. And I'm sorry if this is not aiming at a great spot. Trying to figure out how to get this worn on my... I don't want to be out here cleaning my motorcycle while wearing a helmet. So I'm just going to dry this off and then get to the little details and stuff like that. It's just going to be a short video today. I don't really have much to talk about. So I will bring it back once I get a little bit farther in drying this off. And I do have an instant detailing spray that I'm going to put on the white parts. It's a little ceramic coat. Mostly just all the plastics and stuff are going to get it. So yeah, I'll bring it back in just a minute. There's little bits and bobs that I can't get to. I really hope that I'm not absolutely terrible at sticking stickers on this stuff, man. We'll find out. Should be pretty straightforward. If you go to their website, which I think is like customtailor33.com or something, when you go to order these things, they will give you the options of your wheel size. Now, just in case you guys don't know, which you should know already, but if you don't, give me a sec. If you do not know, most sport bike tires are 17-inch, but of course you can always come down here. I guarantee you won't be able to read this, but there will be numbers. Let me point with this hand. There will be numbers on the tire. Mine says 120 70 ZR 17. The last two digits on that little bit on your tire is going to be your wheel size, 17. Typically they're 17 inches, but some of them are different. Whew. I'm going to put this down to kneel on, and here comes the part that I don't know if I'm going to be good at. The first sticker. See, this is why I don't know if I'm going to do good at it, because it's a long, sticky sticker. I'm just going to find a place. Oh, you can't see. It's going to be difficult. I don't know if you guys can see or not. So, it's probably something I should have done before I started. And I got through the first side. I should have counted how many stickies they got per wheel. So they give you 5 per side. And the reason why I say I should have checked before is because you actually have a little bit of space to overlap them. Now here, I don't know if you can see how well it's going to show, but there's a little space there, because I was thinking you go from end to end, and then I got down to the last one. And on the last one, I had a lot of extra space. So, oops. Not really much I could do about it now. These things are really sticky, and once they are stuck, they are stuck. I think I will try to pry at this one and readjust this one down a little bit if I can get to it. These are, like I said, these are very sticky, and once they are on, they're pretty much on. So if you guys do get these, you can't really see at all what I'm doing. Sorry about that. If you guys do get these, just know you do have space to overlap them a little bit. This one's going to be a little messy, but that's okay. From afar, it won't make a difference, just when you look up close. So I would say maybe overlap the ends of them a quarter of an inch, half an inch, or something like that. And that would actually make it a little bit easier to line them up properly. So, yeah, I'm going to wheel this inside while I finish. It is starting to rain quite a bit more now. So I thought I had enough of a break, but I don't. So one side's done. You guys won't be able to see it being reflective or anything, but it does kind of add a nice little white detail to the wheel, though, even without it being reflective. But if a car's driving by, if their lights shine on it, it'll reflect pretty bright, and I'll try to get a good image of that for you guys by the end of this video. So I'm going to wheel it into the garage and finish in the dry area, and then I will wheel it back out if it's not raining too bad. Maybe bring a flashlight with me or something like that, and I could shine a light on it so you guys can see what's going on. So, yep, I'll be back. There's a couple things here. These things are so sticky that sometimes they will try to peel the paper off of the paper. But that's all right. So I've got one laid down here. I figured I would just show you some tricks to these. I mean, these are not the easiest stickers to lay on perfectly because of how long they are. And if you start and you're just a hair off of alignment, as you go, that little tiny, miscalculation will become more and more obvious as you go. So I thought I would show you guys a real quick trick that I've been kind of figuring out as I went on doing this again. It's been quite a few years since I've done this on my other ones. Again, sorry for the mess. We're kind of coming up on a dump day today, or not today, but pretty soon. But anyway, so I can overlap these a little bit. These things are kind of plasticky, so there is a very, very, very small amount of stretch in it. Not a lot, but if you can get the beginning pretty close, as you're going down, laying the sticker down, you can actually kind of put just a tiny bit of tension. If you're off by just like like an eighth of a millimeter up here, just in your alignment or the angle or whatever, just put a little bit of tension in the direction you want it to go as you're sliding and applying it down. And that'll allow it to pretty much lay on there flat without any air bubbles or anything. So air bubbles is not too much of a big issue on these because they are fairly thin, so there's there's really no reason for it. But so what I'm going to do here is overlay it just by like 1/4 of an inch, or maybe 1/2 an inch or something like that. Now that I know that I can try to get it as perfect as I can on that one, and I know my alignment's not going to be perfect, so I'm going to place my thumb on that to put some pressure, and as I come down, I'm just kind of making those minor adjustments just by stretching it. But you have to do it as you're going so you don't bend or fold part of it. So just real slow, take your time, minor adjustments as you go. Yeah, I mean, you can only do minor adjustments as you go. It's not going to let you do more. See, if I did too much here, now it's going too much down. So there's enough sticky in it to kind of pull it up just a little bit and correct it, and then keep going. So that's kind of the method that I've found to be the most effective for placing these, because they are definitely not the easiest stickers to do. But now, those ones, now that I've done it correctly, you almost can't even tell where one begins and one ends because it's right here. But yeah, so you can overlay it just a little bit, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to do that. That's just 2 of them on this side. I'm going to do that again 3 more times, and I'll bring it back when I'm laying the last one on this side so you guys can see, hopefully, if all goes well, that last sticker will end slightly on top of the end of this one. So yeah, so I will bring it back. I'm just learning as I go. I thought it would. So here we go on the last one. It looks to me like I've got plenty. So 1/4 of an inch to an inch, maybe 1/2 an inch even. I bet you could do like 1/2 an inch to like 3/4. Overlap them a little bit. It's okay. There is plenty of space for it. It'll help you line them up better. As long as you place the first one as perfectly as possible, you can use that first one as your guide to do the rest of them. And let me pull it back a little bit and try to get it to come more down. I really like that you can make that little tiny adjustment as you're going. And it's surprising how perfectly shaped these are. There we go. Okay, I'm going to fix the end. Hold on. I'm going to undo this one before it settles in here. Come on. Struggling to get my grip on it. Let me pull this back just a hair and relay it. That's better. So I was overlapping them almost even a half inch all the way around, and this last one meets up and overlaps the first one by about 1/8 of an inch. So anywhere between like 1/4 to a half. And this one looks much better. Again, sorry for the mess in the background. Next time you see me, I'll be outside again, so you don't have to look at this crap. My screen too much. I don't think it's too bright out here to really get an idea, but at least you can see the tape. I like the white detail on it. It's pretty cool. It's too bright one of these days. Actually, hold on a second. I almost had a good angle here from the sunlight. There you go. There's a good spot. Well, you can probably imagine at night it's quite a bit brighter. But yeah, that's it. So those are the little wheel tape things. I like the detail on it. Grab the white ones, of course. I wanted to match with the bike, so that's that. So that's pretty much all I got. It's time for me to head back inside, get ready for work. So